We're going live in 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
You guys want to introduce yourselves really quick?
Sure. I'm Quinn Francis. I'm a third-year dance major, Taurus.
I'm Kiera Dorman, also third-year dance major, Sagittarius.
Nice. And then I'm the host, Johel Sandoval Franco of It's About Time. We have two amazing guests. What do you guys... We'll go straight into it. See, the best thing about this is post-video, I get to edit everything. So if we ever mess up,
Great.
I could just edit everything. But can you girls tell us kind of what you're involved in? Because one of the main reasons why I wanted you guys on was because, one, the female perspective of what college is, because I've just had a bunch of dudes on. But I was wondering if you guys can kind of talk about what you guys are involved in here at UCI.
I mean, like, as we said, we're both dance majors. I don't know.
We're also both in Alpha Phi. Like,
oh, yeah.
it's a really
Go
big...
Phi.
I feel like you can only really do so much when you're a dance major, too. Is like you don't really get a social crowd unless... I mean, like, actually, as a dance major, you, like, have sort of one built in because, like, our community is really close. So, you know, being a dance major, I don't know where I went with that, but dance majors have, like, it's, like, a really special, their own community. So, like, something that we're involved in this quarter is Bare Bones Dance Theater. Piece auditions are actually on Saturday, so it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, so what, like, is that all part of UCI or?
It's a club that's, like, on campus already.
Okay.
It's not part of the dance curriculum, but yeah, just like a separate club that you audition for. And then I'm choreographing and I'm also dancing.
Nice.
And you're not.
Yeah, I'm just
anymore.
dancing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, there's a hair in my face. Yeah.
And can anyone, like, audition for that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Has anyone, like, from... So different majors can...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
completely
Interesting.
open. Yeah.
Cool. And when did you say that was?
When's the show?
Piece auditions are this weekend. The show is
It's in March sometime.
early March. Yeah, don't quote me on that.
So dance is a year-round thing where you guys... Is it kind of like art where you have, like, a final project where you kind of display a dance in the end? Because I'm, like, complete novice. Like, I haven't... Like... And I don't know too much about the dance major. So, like, what does it consist of, and, like, what do you guys do, like, every day? And yeah.
Okay, so we start with auditions. So when you apply to UCI, you have to get accepted into the dance department as well. I mean, like, for me, like, as a dancer, dance kind of came before academics, but, like, also not really, because, like, obviously I still wanted to do well in school, but since the schedule is so heavy with being a dancer, you literally get, like, 3-4 hours at night to study, because in high school it was 8 to 3, then you dance in the studio from, like, 4 to 10, and then you have those, like, couple hours before you go to bed to study. So, like, I had a tutor through high school just to, like, get me through classes because I knew I wanted to dance. And then came audition season, and I came to UC Irvine because of my older sister Anya, and then I knew that their dance department was something that I already wanted to be in. So when I auditioned, I think the GPA was only, like, a 3.0 to get in as a dance major. So me not being super academic, I was like, oh, sick, this is gonna be great. And then I got accepted, and I knew immediately, like, I wanted to go here. And then, like, day to day, I mean, like, we do ballet, modern.
Yeah, I mean, depends on your schedule, but, like, you can take up to 3 techniques that we have, like ballet, modern, jazz, and then that gets pretty rigorous within itself. And then you take, like, your extra like, added dance classes stuff to fulfill the major. Like, there's partnering this quarter, repertoire this quarter, other stuff like that. I'm taking choreography, so, like, in a typical day, like today, I had 6 hours of dance classes. So with, like, a 2-hour break to, like, go home and, like, get things ready for the rest of the day.
Regular
on top of regular stuff, on top of, like, rehearsals that are going on. Like, yesterday I had a pretty crazy day. I had class 11 to 5 straight, and then rehearsal 6 to 8.
Jeez,
and then had to come back.
And
And then had to come back and like finish all of my homework for like the rest of the stuff that I have to do. Like literally I have
That's
to plan in advance. Like I'm taking an online class. Like I do the entire week's worth of material in like
so you have
a day.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm like super grateful that you guys were able to make it, because I know I wanted you guys on, and I didn't know that your like schedules were like that busy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the hardest thing too is that we have to take so many classes because the units, I mean, you get 2 units.
Yeah, some of them are 2-unit classes.
That would be like the same time as like a 4-unit GE class.
Yeah.
So we have modern 3 days a week for 2 hours. So like 6 hours a week.
Yeah.
And it's 2 units.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's like really crazy that they so like right now I'm taking 22 units. But so you know, like, but like it sounds crazy, but then like I think about it and I'm taking like 3 dance classes that are only 2 units, so I have to stack on top of that. So it gets a little nuts sometimes.
Because also since Bare Bones is coming up, it's a club, so you don't get units for it.
Yeah.
So you're doing extra rehearsals on top of that. I'm also taking 22 units as a single major.
Yeah.
Trying to pick up a minor.
Yeah.
In what?
In
do you know?
business, probably like entrepreneurship.
Nice, interesting.
That will help me like with my photography stuff.
Photography stuff.
Photography stuff, yeah.
And we have hobbies. Look at that. Isn't that nuts?
We do stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes we find enough time.
Well, before we go into your photography and all that, and your guys' hobbies, I was kind of wondering where the passion of dance came from. Like, where did it originate, or like, was it super like when you were super young, or did you like since your sister did it, did you just kind of follow, or where'd that come from? Because as someone like that's passionate about like my own kind of things like this and being on the radio, I was wondering like where did it start for you guys?
I mean, for me, I started taking classes when I was like, since I could walk, since I was like 2. My mom put me in classes really early, and it's been something that I just like can't imagine myself not doing, which is why like I keep going forward with it, because it's been a part of my life for so long. It's hard to imagine what I would be doing without dance. I mean, like, very cheesy answer, but I don't know like what I would be doing if I didn't have that in my life. But I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do, and I had like a long conversation with my mom the other day, just saying like I don't know like what kind of realm I want to go to, if I want to go into companies, if I want to go into like more commercial work. So still trying to figure that out. Kind of recently decided that I want to be a ballerina again, so
oh my God.
maybe I want to do ballet. We're figuring it out, but I'm like in the works of going to lots of auditions, possibly doing like a summer intensive with dance.
For me, my mom and her sister took dance classes growing up, so like it was always a world that she was involved in, and then like I'm my parents' only daughter, so I was like sort of pushed into it. But like I loved it for the first few years, and then once I like started seeing all of my other friends playing soccer, like doing things that weren't that time consuming and that were still like really social, because you can't really talk in a dance class, I was like, Mom, I hate it. Like, please get me out of here.
There are lots of times where you want to quit.
Yeah, like from probably the age of like 7 to like 13, I was like, Mom, like, please stop. Like, and she would just be like, no, keep going. And I asked her recently, I was like, why did you make me do that? Because like I could be so different now. Like I could have played club soccer and like been at a D4 school by now. Like, why did you make me do that? And she's like, you were just talented from like a really young age. And I was like, okay, fine, I guess. And then up until like out of high school, or like at least my junior and senior year, I really started loving it again. And I was originally of the mindset that like I'm not going to college, like I'm gonna go straight into a company audition and like do all that. But then I started seeing like people from my dance studio like come to UCI, and I was like, okay, maybe that's an option. So like I guess I followed in everybody's footsteps, and like now I'm here. But I'm really grateful for it, and it's given me an opportunity to learn past what I thought I was going to do in high school, because I thought I was going to be a core member at like I don't even know where. Like, so yeah. And now my goals and mindset have completely shifted because like, who do you think you are at 18?
Yeah.
And I barely know who I am at almost 21. So it's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think by the end of next year when I graduate, it's gonna be like I'll be able to look back and like talk to my mom about it, and she'll be like, "Yeah, you're crazy," like 4 years ago, and now I'm a little less crazy and possibly more driven. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah,
No, I like totally get that because I have the opportunity to graduate this year, my third year, because I came in with like a ton of units, but personally, I don't feel like still feel like a kid, or like there's still moments in my life where I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and like I'm like too scared to go, so I'm gonna like stay a little bit, maybe minor in something else, and just stay the extra year. But I don't feel like ready yet to like
zot to that one.
Yeah, it's like something that comes with maturity, and like people reach maturity at different ages, and like I am like still maturing, and like I'm changing decisions that I thought that I wanted to be the answer like within months. So we're all of our brains are still developing.
Yeah.
So.
I like to ask you guys, you're talking about company and then commercial, and I was wondering if you can go in depth about like different positions for dance majors outside, because when I think of like, for some reason I like music videos, is that like commercial?
Yeah.
Bad Bunny, I want to go see Cali. I went at Cali Bash, and like Bad Bunny has like these amazing dancers behind them. Like, oh, so cool. But like I was wondering if you guys can go in depth about what specifically that means, because I don't know it, and I'm guessing some people just don't know. Yeah.
I mean, like the way that I put it is there's like two separate different worlds. There's like commercial work, and then there's concert dance. And like concert dance is more like the company route, where it's a lot more serious, and there's like there's a lot more art form that goes into it versus commercial, where it's more of a fun dance, someone would say. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like when you think about the commercial dance world, that's a lot of like everything that you see on TV, everything you see in music videos, everything you see that's like marketed towards like a commercial audience. And then concert dance is like you go and you sit in a theater and you watch this thing, and like I feel like that's where a lot of like the big choreographers come into play, or like big dancers that you see on the like more famous people. I don't know. I feel like I agree that it's like sort of like two different worlds.
There's definitely a lot more respect with concert dance too, because if you go to see a ballet, half of the audience are going to be older people that are there for the art form and there to see and witness art, and dance is art, versus like where commercial would be like things that are more fun, where you have like an agent and you're a backup dancer for Beyonce or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. You guys want to take a
quick break?
A quick White Claw break. Sponsored.
Sponsored
by. I have this thing that it's called like it's like an ASMR break.
Oh yes.
I took it from I don't know if you guys watch
I don't know. I don't know any ASMR.
I don't know ASMR.
Whitney Cummings. She's like this famous comedian. So we could do that. We can make the White Claw break into. That's funny.
Can you hear the bubbles?
Oh, what's going on here?
I don't hear anything.
No.
Okay. I feel like it would need to be right after the pour.
It's usually like a minute.
Yeah.
It's a minute of ASMR, so you guys can keep going.
A whole minute?
We can keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Just whisper.
Welcome.
You have to get close.
Really close. Okay. This is laughing ASMR. Everybody laugh really quietly.
I can't.
And all right. That on that,
yeah,
guys.
We're back.
Okay.
That's funny. ASMR is such a weird thing.
That is weird.
But I know it helps a lot of people. I know a lot of people listen to it.
Helps. Like,
Yeah, I think it's
relaxes people.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it
If
helps when
anything, it makes
people,
me
like,
feel more
sleep.
tense.
Yeah. like you're
just
too
freaking
close
out
to
the
me
whole-
right
you're
now.
like-
Please get away.
That's funny. No, but I heard it like helps people sleep.
I get that.
Yeah.
I definitely.
Could you
see
imagine
that.
like sleeping, like close your eyes and like it's just like
Sometimes I watch like cooking videos where it's like there's no
The
like
sizzle?
music over it. It's
But-
just the sounds of like milk sloshing and like eggs
My
stirring.
sister used to be like into the slime,
Oh yes.
and like whenever like you press it, like there you go. It, like she would watch like videos of just slime being made, and it's just a sound of
That's
like that,
so.
like the
I'm not gonna call it strange because that's probably a lot
It's
of people's
strange.
thing, but like that is so interesting.
That's funny. So, another question: Are you guys on TikTok?
no.
Yeah.
No.
No, but do you guys make your own videos? Because I know a lot of dance people are on TikTok.
I
Oh.
absolutely refuse to get TikTok.
Okay,
I think it's
well,
the stupidest thing alive.
You're on
and
the
people
wrong
waste-
side of history,
People
dude.
waste so much time on it. It's literally like the second Vine.
Wait.
I refuse to get back into that. Do
Okay,
not
hold
pull
on.
it up right
no,
now.
No, I'm
I
gonna
think
pull up my
some of them are,
screen
like,
time. Hold
don't
on.
get me wrong. Like, I think a lot of them are funny. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
find myself laughing and enjoying these
Well, it's
videos
because
that
a
are
lot
made.
of the videos from TikTok make their way to like Instagram and like Twitter.
Like,
Yeah.
never seen it.
Like
on
I'll
Instagram.
watch,
No,
but I
really?
watch a lot of TikToks. That's
Like on like my Explore, sometimes I click on it and I'm like laughing at something, and then it says TikTok at the bottom. I'm like,
Oh.
oh man,
I think
they
it's.
got me.
I think it's like I hate that we're the TikTok generation. I feel like
like that's a
shunned
bad.
upon.
I think it should just be like the really short videos that have a lot of like comedic effect, like really jammed.
Like
So
when
like
it gets
Vine.
when it gets to the point where like people are screen recording them and posting them on their Instagram.
Hey,
stories,
leave me
and I'm
alone,
like-
okay? I don't want to feel attacked right now.
I just think it's dumb, and people are wasting their time on it when they can be doing something so much more productive. with
Okay,
their
well, let me
lives.
counter. Let me counter with this really
Counter,
quick.
counter.
Okay, here we go. So over winter break, okay, it's like not working, but to find my screen time. But over winter break, when I had nothing to do at home because there's nothing to do at home. Sorry, everyone that I know that lives at home. My screen time for TikTok was for like the week of Christmas was 15 hours and 37 minutes. But hear me
See,
out,
that's
okay?
depressing.
No, it's not
Wow.
depressing because of what the hell
15.
else was I gonna do at home?
You could be doing so
You're
many
talking about the
things.
Apple thing, right?
I'm talking
That
about like
It tracks your
like the screen,
No,
yeah,
like,
like
you can
this,
check
like
your
the little
screen
screen
time
time thing on the settings, little guy, yeah.
you
15
go here
hours
and
and
check your
37.
screen time.
Okay, but listen.
2 minutes today. No, I'm just
Listen,
kidding. It's 2
okay, hold
hours.
on.
I've only used my phone 2 hours today, and the
Wow.
fact that you're using 15 hours.
It was over break,
Okay, but
okay?
do you
Okay,
make your
I-
own videos though?
No,
do that?
I've only been in one TikTok ever, and it was for our winter bid day, and that's probably all I'll do. But like, I enjoy it. I think I agree that it is a waste of time, but like, why?
Yeah,
People
yeah,
spend a lot of time on Vine. Like, I don't
That's true.
understand.
That's facts.
Yeah.
It's just because there's like 12-year-olds on this one.
I mean, I just personally refuse to get myself into it because I know it's just a hole that I'm
Are you
gonna keep
scared you're gonna
digging.
get addicted?
You
scared
will.
you're gonna
That's
be
I
the
just
problem
don't-
is that you will.
I don't find it appealing to me.
Mm.
Like, I never found Vine appealing. Like, I thought specific videos were funny, but I never took the initiative to actually physically download
What's your
the
favorite
app.
Vine
make it-
that you can remember?
I can't even think
Is
of
it
one.
the potato one?
What's the
A potato around.
See, like, I don't know these references, and like people talk about it, and I'm like completely lost with here.
So what's your favorite TikTok, Quinn?
Oh my god, I don't know. That's really. I can tell you what my favorite Vine is. I can't tell you what my
Okay,
favorite
what's your
TikTok.
favorite
Okay, my
Vine?
favorite Vine is called Kick Too Much. It's the guy, and he's like doing like little tiny roundhouse kicks, and his friend goes, "Zach, stop! Zach, stop! You're gonna get in trouble!"
Oh,
And then
and
he
then
like gets
puff.
arrested at the end. So that's my favorite one.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I'll try to edit that in.
Zach, stop. You're gonna get in trouble. Zach.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't get these references. I can never look them up.
Oh my god.
I don't know anything.
Zach, stop. You get the free Shavakadu one, right?
I do.
get
That's
that
not
one.
even like a really good one though.
That's pretty iconic though.
It is an iconic Vine. I'm not gonna lie. Yes.
Yeah, there's some like that, like the D's nuts.
Road work ahead. Nothing.
Like,
yeah,
like
I sure
Vine,
hope it
TikTok,
does.
So what do you use?
Twitter. I
Yeah?
just like.
So what do you use?
I try to stay off my phone as much as possible.
Oh, okay. So you just study
You
the
know
whole
what?
time?
It's
You go home and
healthy.
you
Like
It
just
is
I
study?
healthy.
No, I absolutely do not study. Not like it's a better thing to do, but I wind up watching like a lot of Netflix instead. But
Okay.
at least like I just feel like I don't even know. I don't get involved with it. Like Twitter, I rarely go on it, maybe like once a month. Like if I'm gonna be on my phone, like it's either gonna be like texting or me like looking at Snapchats. That's it. Like my screen time is very low, but then I'll watch my second form of screen on my laptop and I'll be watching Netflix. Or like I try to do like research about dance, which I've been trying to do a lot more lately. So
that's good.
Just using my time more wisely.
Yeah, for sure.
Trying to do.
I'm gonna switch it on you guys and get deep out of nowhere.
Okay.
So
Right.
with social media and all that kind of stuff, what do you think the effects are on the youth that are coming up?
Oh boy. Aren't we like the guinea pigs for that kind of?
Kind of.
Like,
Like we're the start of the generation.
Yeah.
But
Like
what do you guys have younger brothers or sisters?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
I mean like
You
Younger
have-
brother.
Younger brother.
yeah, 2 younger brothers.
All like around like 12 or 10 or
18
mine is a
and-
junior in high school.
okay.
15.
I think he's 16.
Yeah.
Do you guys see anything different like when they're like kind of growing up? Cuz I can see in my little sister's 14
Mm-hmm.
and like the TikTok and everything. They just seem for some reason they seem smarter. I don't know.
I wouldn't say smarter is the right
Just like
word.
I don't know, they just like or what do you think? So before we go into anything else, like what do you guys think the effects are as a PhD student in social media?
Yes, let me push
I
up
feel
my
like I'm,
glasses.
like, I don't know.
Like the effects on the youth?
Or yeah, like what do you think it's gonna do? Like what do you think like
Um
social media? Because I know the biggest one's like desensitization. Or, like,
yeah, I see that. I feel like communication is just like it is so different now, and like our boomers and our parents and things like that are like you guys don't communicate the way we used to,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
you
the
know.
okay
but like
boomers,
yeah,
yeah.
but like okay, but like communication is so different. Like the way that a text message the way you punctuate a text message means like so many different things. And like one time I got a capital K from my mom and I was like, "Are you mad at me?" She's like, "No, why would I be mad?" And so I had to explain to her that like this is it's a completely different thing. So I think it's just like it's a shift in like what is going to be more common now. I feel like face-to-face communication is a lot less. Honestly, to me, it's a lot more scary. Like, I would so much rather just, like, text somebody than, like, be like, hey, do you want to hang out with me in person?
Would you rather
Like, I
text
don't
someone or
know.
would you rather call them?
Honestly, my New Year's resolution was to FaceTime more people so that
Interesting.
I'm, like, getting more face-to-face communication, but it's, like, kind of...
I like Snapchat because it's kind of like an in-between where, like, honestly, people use Snapchat. Wait, what?
No, I just say I disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
I will honestly use Snapchat to instead of texting people. Like I'll be having a conversation with someone over Snapchat, and then I can see their face, I can see what they're doing, check in on them, see what their lives
Are you
like.
drinking water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like with social media, it's like conversation is just like not even a thing anymore, or even manners. Like people just don't have manners anymore. And I feel like that for sure has to do with social media and like just being like glued to your phone. I think like the saddest thing is when you're at a restaurant and there are literally like 8-year-olds that have to, or like younger, that have to physically have a phone in front of them watching something at the dinner table with their family.
Yeah, that bugs me. If you have a kid under 10, that's like, or even like when we went to Disney for Thanksgiving, it was like, yeah, every like 3-year-old had a
They
an
have to
iPad, and I'm like, that's not cool. Like,
Yeah.
let them sleep or cry. I don't care. Just like,
For sure.
I think it's just like
it's a lot of exposure.
it's like a parent thing of being lazy too. Like they'd rather put it in front of their kid's face to
Shut them
basically
up
shut them up
than to parent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and have to discipline their kids.
Yeah.
Or like talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God forbid
Yeah.
you make relationships with your kids. No way.
I know. I mean, I don't think it's so much smarter, my little sister. I think she just like, I don't know. It's like as soon as they have the phone, they have access to everything. So whenever she has a question, because there's some positives to it, where like they have like a dictionary always in hand or like something to look up. Because like if there's ever a question that she has, but I guess it's also kind of bad because she never asks me anything anymore. She just looks it up because she thinks I'm like lying, or like if she asks me a question about like I don't know, like how long would it take for us to get to like the moon, but then she looks it up instead of like asking me now. Or,
Do
like,
you know that?
Huh?
The answer to that question?
No, I don't
okay.
know. I don't know. But like when she was little, I'd like make it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. But I guess they're smarter in that way because they have more information.
Yeah.
It's just gonna keep getting worse, which is like even scarier.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't do this.
Yeah. But I
Where-
feel like it's hard though.
It's definitely a lot better. I don't know if it's because like we're in college and we're older, or just because like this is the generation that we're in. But I feel like with growing up, like having conversations with people is more normalized than it is like in high school. I don't know if like you can relate to that, but I don't know if that's gonna change, which would be really sad if it does, because like I didn't start like having conversations with people and like actually like being comfortable having conversations with people for like a long period of time until I came into college and met people that were older and more mature than I was.
I just feel like people get more real when they're in college.
Yeah.
Like more like shields and barriers in your like personality kind of just come down because you realize you're just like I don't know, like why was I putting up a front in high school, or like why was I being a certain way?
You're like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. If you're gonna leave it, I'll go find someone else, because there's so many people.
That's why I plug Dissect Podcast all the time, because they don't care. Cole, if you're listening.
I'll send you like a little snippet.
Yes,
you
hi
something?
Cole. I just want to say thanks for the shirt and the hat. I really appreciate it, and hope your kids are doing well.
So you guys listen to podcasts?
No.
You don't listen to podcasts.
Yes.
But you do.
Yeah.
Just one specifically?
There's a couple, but like I'm a hardcore Dissect stan, so I wouldn't say anything different otherwise.
And then why is it like you can't listen to something that long, or like you wouldn't want to?
Probably shouldn't say. Well, honestly, like I kind of zone out.
Okay.
And like it's the same way with audiobooks, because I'm much more of a visual learner than I am audio. Is that what it is?
I don't know. I can look it up. I have a laptop. We haven't used a laptop. I mean, I could look it up if you want.
Yeah, I'm definitely like seeing things. Like I'd rather be. That's why like I'd
I'll
rather
look it
be
up. You guys can
watching
talk.
something.
Let me look it up.
Okay. No, I agree. There are definitely some times where I'm like, the hard thing for me is like if I find a podcast, one, the topic has to be interesting and I have to keep wanting to come back, and two, there's something about the tone of a person's voice where I'm like, if you don't sound,
you can make it work it.
Yeah, sure. If you don't sound like, I don't even know what it is, but within the first like 3 minutes of a podcast, I can be like, yeah, I don't like this.
It was so funny when I was living with you last year, because you would just like lay in bed staring at the ceiling with your headphones in. Yeah. And I'd be like,
that's what I'm doing.
She looks like a psychopath, just like listening to her podcast. You'll be like over there like giggling to yourself, and then like if we got like really serious, you could tell like where on the podcast it was.
Yeah, it's called this.
Auditory.
Yeah, auditory, musical, visual, physical, logical, social, solitary. So different types. I think I'm more also visual. Like if I see someone, just think it's easier.
Yeah.
But I can sit through like, so my favorite podcast would be like Joe Rogan. He's like the biggest one. But yeah, I love that guy, because they go into like theories. I think it's really interesting. Do you guys have any ghost stories?
Ghost stories?
These transitions suck right now.
No,
don't believe in ghosts. Don't believe in spirits. Like nothing of the sort. Like it's all made up.
One time I went on the Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
That's the whole story.
So at Alpha Phi Retreat, just like we're dropping it. Okay, like at Alpha Phi Retreat, we have our retreat in fall. We have a section of the night where we're in a cabin and we're talking about ghost stories. Like if anyone had any experiences. This time, like we kind of took it to like a whole new level when we were literally talking about
like bad things, like real life bad things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
like physical people bad things.
Yeah. Like sex trafficking, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But anyways, so we always do ghost stories, and people
none of them are real.
Okay,
actually, ghosts are real, but
ghosts are not real.
Ghosts
they're
are
real in Haunted Mansion, but they're also like floating sheets of where the lighting is like
They're animatronic.
Yeah.
But like
they're
ghosts
not,
are
no,
real.
They're not real.
Yeah, they are.
Like, I understand that you could have an experience where, like, your cup fell over and, like, yeah, it was the wind, but there is no such thing as ghosts.
That's just
funny.
really
Like,
disrespectful to all the ghosts out there.
Honestly.
Like, I don't think they're real. When, like, spirits, yeah, there can be a spirit, maybe, but, like, when people literally feel like, have you seen those things where it's, like, ghost hunters and, like, they'll, I watched, like, one episode, because I find them funny. Like, I literally find myself laughing at them instead of getting scared of them.
Yeah, no, they're
and there
funny.
was like one video that I watched, and this guy was on the he was literally like there was this bridge, and he was on the side of the bridge, and he just like catapults like forward, like literally like falls like 8 feet in front of him. He was like, oh my god, like someone just pushed me. And I was like, it was probably your friend standing right behind you. Like, it's not real.
It's funny.
Fair enough.
You should pull up the video though.
Okay.
It's like actually really funny. Like,
My dad used to watch Ghost Hunters a
What is
lot.
it? How would I look it
just
up?
go to YouTube and search like
Man catapulting off a bridge.
search like
Ghost Hunter.
I guess so.
There's gonna be a lot.
I know. Ghost Hunter. What was the details of the video?
Just search bridge.
Got
I
it.
really hope it shows up. You're like, oh my
Crybaby bridge?
god, like my foot was there, and then like I ended up
Now
there.
my foot is somewhere else.
Where is it? What do you want to do with dance?
Come back, Ashley.
I don't think we ever talked about that.
That's a really freaking good question. I don't know. I think by the end of like next year or like a year from now, I want to start auditioning for like probably more contemporary based companies. I'll probably throw in like well, it depends because I don't want to live in Utah, but like Ballet West or
Oh my god, I want to be a ballet was so bad.
you know,
I
like
miss
there's
that.
What is
there's
that?
just okay.
So-
So Ballet West. So actually, Ballet West was the first summer intensive I went to, which is like just like a summer program. You go to their school and you train with their faculty and like learn from
For, like,
their
6 weeks
learn from
ish.
their dancers and stuff like that. So that was the first one that I went to. I was 13, and the director of the school kept like in contact with my mom for some reason. I have no idea, but yeah. So it's just like it's one of the bigger companies. They actually had a TV show, Breaking Point.
Breaking
yeah,
Point. Oh
which
my
was
God.
which aired season 2 aired while I was there. So I was like, oh, this is crazy.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but like I don't want to live in Utah. The problem is that all of these really good companies are in like
Like
the
weird
worst places. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
a girl that I met like a few years later who went to Kaufman actually, who was like the first graduating class at Kaufman this last year. Yeah, this last year. She dances with Ballet Met right now, which is in Ohio.
Oh, that's so cool.
Which are like the worst place. Sorry, Ohio, but like
Sorry.
I don't want
who
to
would
go to
want live in
Ohio.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I would want to go like either
Especially from
it's-
coming from like
yeah,
California.
it's like it's kind of California or like bust.
Yeah,
like
yeah, for
so
sure.
we have. I mean, I would never audition for San Francisco Ballet because like that seems absolutely impossible. Also, I don't want to live in San Francisco, but I think I'm just too picky at this point. I definitely still want to dance. This is a very roundabout answer to the question. Woo! Definitely still want to dance. I definitely like am really interested in choreographing. I'm working for my BFA in choreography and performance.
I remember you said you wanted to be a ballerina last year. Did that change?
I think that's definitely still a possibility, but
I think you should look at Ballet Austin with me because I'm doing that one this Sunday, and I'm like so excited. I think I literally found my dream company, and I was like, ballet's
you
not
should talk
for
to
me.
Sarah.
Oh, is she doing it?
She went like 2 years in a row.
Oh, to Ballet Austin?
Mhm.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay, I'll talk to her.
Austin.
Texas.
That sounds like a good
Actually,
place.
I go to
Okay.
Texas.
Yeah.
Actually,
Texas
I
is
go to
pretty nice.
Texas.
Texas is
I-
pretty nice.
Texas is like the weather's really uncomfortable, but I went
Mhm.
to Houston Ballet Academy like it was like I want to say like sophomore year of high school,
Mhm.
and I loved it. And
Yeah,
the thing with
Houston, like Texas is a nice
yeah.
place.
Everything's bigger in Texas. The studios were huge. Like
The
Jeez.
studios are really
Literally-
nice. Some of the nicest
literally,
studios
like,
ever.
since their dollar just gets you so far.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
a mansion over there would be worth $1
Oh,
billion
yeah.
versus
I've
like a tiny
seen
little
that.
house
Yeah.
in SoCal. So their
Literally.
studios are like they just have like so much money to like make these
Mhm.
studios, and they're like probably the most beautiful studios
beautiful.
I've ever seen. But I love their program, and their company is really hard to get into.
Mhm.
But I feel like Ballet Austin is like, it's still very good. Like their ballet's insane. Their company and modern styles are like exactly what I'm looking for. And I feel like I can get in.
Yeah.
I think you can too.
I think it's like
For the summer?
It's
Yeah.
It's definitely like a reach, but I think if I push myself hard enough, Tong told me today that I was doing great today, so like it just made me feel a lot better. And I was like, maybe I should try harder because I was so on and off with dance before, and
this like past year, past couple months, or
past my life. Like I'm like on and off.
you don't
all the
feel like you're
time.
fully committed yet?
Yeah, and like I'm very inconsistent when it comes to it. There'll be one day when I'm trying really hard, like today, and then tomorrow I'll like wake up exhausted. I'm like, this is the last thing I want to do. And it's just like something that it's always been like. It's kind of hard to like find that passion that like drives you sometimes, but once you're in it, it's great. So, like I'm in it right now. I'm on like a roll. So auditioning for companies.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're seeing where it takes us. But yeah.
Nice. That's super cool. It's like a whole different world that I've never like.
It's so crazy because I was talking to Emily King the other day, and she was like, there's no way like you're actually dancing when I'm like in my science classes. Like that's just like not real. Like you're not doing that. And it's like really funny because like that's
What,
our
at like
life.
9 p.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's what we're doing. Like it's hard for us to imagine like people doing schoolwork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could never. Oh my god, I could never
like, me thinking
imagine
about doing labs.
coming
is,
to
like,
coming
no.
to school and like only doing school, like going to school 3 days. One of my littles goes to school 2 days a week. I'm like, how do you? I could get 7 degrees. What do you mean? Like,
honestly.
you could do so much, and like obviously she is doing so much, but that's not a diss.
I think it was so funny because I was on the bus the other day and some guy was like complaining to his guy friend. He was like, bro, like no, like I can't. I actually have school like this day. Like I had 3 classes today, and I'm like, you had 3 classes?
I had
like,
3 classes
I
on a
have
short
class
day.
12 hours a day sometimes.
Yeah.
Like calm your chiz, but
I'm someone that needs to be doing something
yeah.
like all the time.
If I'm not doing something, then I'm not doing anything.
So like you said, like I only have 2 classes.
Mm.
So I only have class Tuesday, Thursday, but then
Yeah.
this week I'm like recording like
Yeah, that opens
4.
so much up for you.
Yeah.
So like,
I know that I have so much time, so I'm like I gotta use it. Or else
Yeah.
I feel like when I get back home to Costa Mesa, I'm just sitting there.
Yeah.
And like
If
I'm
I'm at home, it's also a really bad thing
freaks
for,
me
like,
out. It
me.
gives me anxiety. Like
Yeah.
I'm like I'm
so
not-
much you could
I don't
be
have
doing.
homework.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what am I supposed to do? And
Yeah.
I freak out because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I did all my reading. and
That's
I'm
why I
like,
spend all my time on TikTok. Pass the time.
15 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I don't plan something, like if it's school, like something I have to do, then also a really bad thing for like me to be living on campus because I can go home very conveniently. And if I'm at home, I'm not doing anything. Like that's like my rest time.
Yeah.
Like my time that I'm doing stuff is like when I'm at school or like when I have to do something. I'm like very, I don't know like if the word is like unmotivated or lazy. It's like kind of like an in-between thing.
Yeah.
Which is like really sucks because that's just like how I naturally am as a person unless like I literally force myself to do something. But something I'm aware of, something I'm working on, something my mom is constantly yelling at me for.
I think it takes like finding new hobbies, but that's kind of impossible.
What do you mean? Or like,
Because I feel the same way as Kiera. Like, there's no way that if I'm like in bed, I'm like not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like I could be doing schoolwork, I could be doing so many other things, but like I take that time to really not do anything, and I feel like it's a lot of time when even when I don't even think about it. Like it's just a lot of time, and it could accumulate to something else that's not just nothing. So, yeah.
I think you just have to find something that like you really enjoy doing and kind of use it as like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
That's like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like I am like get home and I'm kind of like in this whirlwind of like being like really excited about dance right now. So I'd be going home and I could be watching Netflix or I could be doing like research about this audition that I'm going to. So like that's what I've been spending like a lot of my time on instead of doing all the fun things that I'd rather be doing. It's just like kind of, but it's also like a fun thing that I find enjoyment in. So there's like a bit of a balance.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I feel like I'm actually being productive with my time instead of like watching Netflix.
That's good.
Watching like Gossip Girl for like the 7th season. In a row.
Do you guys have any advice for people that are listening, college-wise?
I would say don't let the big things get you down. I think coming to college is a lot about discovering yourself and finding out what you really like to do with yourself and your time, what things like you're passionate about. So I think like if I was giving myself advice coming into college, like find the people that you feel super connected to based on interest, based on like friendships, etc., whatever that may be, and like really hold on to them. And like I don't know, dance in college is hard because it's like you're still a student but you're still taking initiative for your own like career. And the dance department here isn't super generous with their like opportunities that they allow students to take. Like they don't, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like there have been dance majors that are doing things like Disney or like parades and stuff and whatever, but when they get those other job opportunities, it's kind of like sucks for you, like from the department, like sucks for you, you decided to do this other thing and now you're compromising your schoolwork, or now you're compromising like your ability to be in class and be present when you have a paying job, which is what you're training us for.
Like Anya, when she got the Disney audition, they made her feel bad for skipping class to go do something that she's getting paid for as a dancer, which is ultimately
your career.
The goal.
So like, I think with being a dancer, just like being an artist in general, is you need to be, well, at least UCI, you need to be like physically motivated within yourself. And meaning if you're going to be doing something, you need to do it 100% and not doubt yourself doing it, because there are going to be people that don't support it or don't understand that like this is what you want to do and something that you're really passionate about. And this is like, it's like a talent and it's like a passion of what we're doing, but ultimately if we can make a career out of it, like who would not want to be getting paid for something that they're passionate about and like something that I actually love doing. So I mean, like especially at UCI and like with their faculty, they
nicely
I don't know, I just feel like you were saying, it's like schoolwork or it's your job and what you want to do as like a career in dance. And they kind of separate it, which is kind of awful because it's not a supportive thing. And instead of them saying like, oh yeah, go do this, like go audition for things, like this is what you want to be doing, it's like, no, you need to come to class and learn more. And
classes
like,
are 100% mandatory now. They just changed it. Like we used to have 2 absences and your grade doesn't drop. Now it's you have to be 100% attended or have a doctor's note, which I also have problems with, and I'll talk about that for a long time. But like there's just a lot of things. Like your grade drops a third if you miss a class.
Wow.
It's nuts.
It's like, why am I spending more time learning technique when that's the thing I've been working on the past 20 years of my life? And like now it's my time where I feel like my technique is there. I'm working on my artistry. It's getting there. I want to show that to other companies, and I want them to hire me for it. And it's like, why are you not supporting that? And like, why are you forcing me, making class mandatory, and like work and like auditions are not an excuse. And it's like,
I think moral of the story, if you're coming to UCI as a dance major, just like you have to prioritize what you're gonna do and recognize the consequences that you have before like you do the things that you're gonna do.
Like as long as you stick by something and you're determined to do things that you want to do, then like no one's gonna get mad at you for that. Like they're gonna be like salty that like you're skipping class for an audition, but if that's in the long run, like we pay for college. It's not it's not like, oh no, like we're gonna call your parents if you didn't come to class today. It's like, no, like we're doing this for our own benefit and like for our own happiness. So
also take things pass no pass when you can. That's how
That's
I
very
I've
important.
just like started doing all my G's like that. So.
I feel like a lot of the advice you guys gave though applies to a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Being like whatever you're passionate about, like being able to like personally be motivated to do that.
It's not just UCI. Like you're gonna get this anywhere that you go. So as long as you just be motivated to do what you want to do in general. And that's just like not just with dance or not just with school, it's with life too.
Yeah.
Like if you're stick by one thing and like you're on that one path and determined to get there, then like do whatever you physically can to do it. Because like otherwise like you're gonna run into roadblocks, like you are, but avoid them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Spinning facts. Very motivational.
Just like
Very
this.
sweet. I know, honestly.
Guys and girls rate UCI population.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the average UCI guy?
UCI goggles or no UCI goggles?
Like average, like within like the whole school.
Uh-huh.
Wait, that's hard because like I don't know other people from the whole school. I only know like Greek life guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Like,
So
are
this
we-
is
we're-
like Greek
no,
life
we're-
guys.
1 to 10.
Out of Greek life or
One
out
to
of
10?
UCI?
At UCI.
That's hard.
I feel like everyone like.
I feel like
Like,
that
if
brings
you
the
want- like,
average
if-
down
like,
if you
if
want to be honest.
Like if you're walking into your lecture class.
Uh-huh.
and
How many
you're-
Yeah,
attractive
there you
guys? How many
Oh my
attractive guys do I think
God,
I'm
like,
gonna see?
maybe you're lucky if you find one.
So I think that puts us at like a 2.
A 2.
But like that's
But like if you're talking about like Greek life.
Greek life. That's
It's
more like a
different.
7 or an 8.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
solid.
What about girls?
Yeah. What about girls?
Um.
Girls are always more attractive than guys. There, I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry. It's my sexuality talking. Sorry.
It's like sorority or like normal.
Anything.
Um,
We'll go. Okay. Yes. Sorority. No. Not with everybody. Yes. Wow.
Okay,
English.
okay,
Cool.
open
It's
one
really
of
good.
those.
So usually I just look at personality.
Oh yeah. Of course. Yeah. Really good answer. Okay. Try again.
Give us the honest answer.
I'd say. Yeah, 8 to 8.5 sorority.
Sorority.
Well,
I see.
You don't need this
Perfect.
entire part in there at all.
all right, perfect. Then I think we're good to go. I
Okay.
think, yeah. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and again,
Thank you for having us.
yeah,
Zot.
Zot, zot, awesome. See you guys. That was a little test run. How'd you guys feel?
Fine.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll get better. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
like
okay.
maybe
yeah.
after a few of these too.
He said, "Nice. That was a test." You fools.